Welcome to Success Fundamentals, and I'm your host, Dennis Postema, and it is an honor here to have my dear friend, Dr. Izdihar Jamil. We are here. It's a special day. Money Makers launched, and it hit #1 in 4 countries already, and we wanted to just share it because Izdihar is one of our great authors that we have published here, and we just want to share a little bit about the book and just talk about how we hit #1 and how excited we are. Welcome to the show, Izdihar.
Thank you so much, Dennis, and I hope everybody is doing well, and may peace be upon you.
Yeah, it's just so exciting because, I mean, this is your 13th #1, okay, international best-selling book. But let's talk a little bit. I mean, you've had a journey this year. You've been on the TED stage. You've been all over the place. But this book is special because this book, and it's awesome for me to be a part of, and it's an honor. You wrote this book in 72 hours. Is that right?
Absolutely. I was 8 months pregnant, and then I've always had this burning desire, Dennis. Like, I have this book in me, like for all years, for many years. I think it started when with my grandma, Mamin, who's an entrepreneur herself. She's a stay-at-home homemaker, but she loves entrepreneurship because she loves money. So I've always had this book, I think, like right from a young age in the beginning. And I've been coaching for almost 20 years now. So don't start calculating my age, okay? So I've been
coaching to be 29.
Yes, I started coaching when I was 10 years old.
That's right.
I've had this, and then for some reason, when I was 8 months pregnant, like I had this urge or desire to write the book. But 8 months pregnant, being so big, my back hurts, I have to pee every 10 minutes, I can't sit down. So I'm thinking, how can I write? I mean, there's so much crossing the legs I can do before the baby comes out, right? So there's so much that I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? So I had to figure out a way. I had to crack the code so I can write the book without writing, like sitting down per se, but a different way to do it and make it so effective and so simple that it's done within a short period of time. And I'm really grateful that I've cracked the code for it because I have all this, like so many years, like in the making, in me, in my heart. And I think baby Munchkin just makes it possible because he's gonna come out. Like, I want to have the book out before he comes out.
Yes, I love it. And really 8 months pregnant too, to think about that, as you know, my little Vivian was just born, and knowing where my wife was at 8 months pregnant, that is just, to write a book in that amount of time is amazing. So I got to give you so many kudos for that.
Thank you.
That is, I can't imagine what you felt like. I mean, thank goodness for laptops. Maybe you could work while you're, when you have to pee every 10 minutes. You could really keep focused.
Yes.
Can you just give us just a few quick highlights? I know we're going to interview you for shot callers and give the full detail, but give me just a few quick highlights you want our viewers to see.
So Money Makers, the chapter is called Simple. And I wrote it like in the first quote of the page itself. Keep things simple and the money will follow. So I wrote that in the first, and then there's even a chapter called Simple. Oh, this is not simple, but like a chapter called Simple. Right. And I just want to read like on page 78, I think. So I gave like a couple of guidelines in keeping things simple. So if I may, I would just read like one of those. Thank you. So the guideline is, there's 5 of ideas that I put in. So the one that I want to share today is, if you can only do one thing and one thing only to get a particular result, what would that be? So about being a money maker isn't about adding things. Like if you're going a marathon and you carry 20 backpacks, you would need to be resuscitated by mile 2 because you can't go any further. But if you just have one that is so light, very likely that you can go faster, easier, smoother. So a lot of times that people that haven't even started business yet, or they already have a business, but then being bombarded so much with too many shiny objects or whatever they want to call it, rather than what is the main thing that I want to do? What is the one thing that I want to do today that's going to help other people? That's how the rule of money works. You help other people, and in return, you get something. You get money, or expertise, or exposure, opportunities, whatever it is. So what one thing That if you can do anything else, nothing else, that one thing and one thing only, what would that be? So I think Dennis, like, you know, you and I, we've got kids now. If we take away their choices, I know this is against any parenting thing, but if you take away any choices that they
Right.
have, what would they have? Like my son wants to be an NFL player. No, the hockey. What is the hockey? NHL.
NHL, yep.
That's right. Like they all jumble up, but the NHL player. If I take away all his other choices, what are the likelihood of him being a hockey player, like in the NFL? No, NHL. Very likely.
Yeah.
So one thing, and that's
I love it.
Focus on that.
I love it. That's very powerful, and playing to your strength with doing that one thing. That's great. I love it. Well, how can our viewers today, how can they get a hold of the book? Where can we find it?
So it's available on Amazon. So you can search for Moneymakers on Amazon or search for my name. It will come up. And it's also going to be up on, the link will be up on my website really soon, izdiharjamil.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Everybody go check out Moneymakers. It is an amazing book. We are so excited to be a part of it. So please go check it out as soon as possible and look for the upcoming shot callers. The next 2 months, Izdihar is going to be in both of those at not only episodes, but in those magazines. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you for joining us, Izdihar.
Thank you, Dennis. And peace be upon you, everybody.
Thank you.